Welcome everyone to Cinema Spotlight. Diving into Guillermo del Toro's career, we will be talking about Blade 2. Blade 2 is about Blade's continued war against vampires and the new species of vampires coming about threatening the vampires and humans' way of life. Blade and the vampires team up against the said rising threat. So this is a bit of an interesting review as I'm diving into a director's work as he directs a sequel to a film that he did not have a hand in to the first one. Furthermore, well, this is a vampire film. What relevance that holds mostly comes down to I don't like vampire films. They're a dime a dozen for me. Creative, sure, but I have a hard time getting behind the concept just as much of many ideas that have been well executed, poorly executed. I'm just basically overly critical of vampire films, no matter how ingenious they are, because, well, they've been ruined for me. A past that I have not disclosed to you is a reason why I cannot really stand vampire films. But I am older now, and I have a way of actually compartmentalizing that and enjoying works that are newer and fresher, and I can even go to the older ones now and appreciate what is in front of me. I think that there's a chance to really apply that mindset to what I'm going to be watching, and that, of course, I've already watched Blade 2. And to be completely honest with you, while the film does have a film before it, you can really see this film as a standalone. You could watch it by itself and really follow what's going on, because I could follow it just fine with a very faded memory of the first Blade. Like, I really don't remember much of what happened in the first movie. And here we are as the second, and it's like, yeah, I follow that just fine. This film is fun. It's definitely creative, as it has a lot of fun executing those said creative elements by giving you over-the-top gore, action, stunts, and humor. This new strain of vampires are definitely cool, and they really do feel like a threat against more common vampires. What I really enjoyed about the film is its commitment to every element it shows on screen. The brisk pacing is an added bonus, as its crazy, batshit insane elements kind of slow down after a bit just to explore literally the anatomy of what our characters are going up against. And with all those, I'd have to actually kind of go on the flip side of all this, and if there's any criticisms to the film, it's really past the point of no return, so it really shouldn't matter, but the CGI... It's really dated. The fights do get a little old, as both Blade and these immortal vampires either are way too quick to kill or they take a very, very long time to die, as both are very much like unstoppable forces, unless they're not already exposed to sunlight or silver bullets right away. But I can see why we get prolonged sequences of this, because it's meant to show you how quickly you can axe off some vampires, but not so much the new strain. So it works to a degree. It gives you those levels of this will be easy and this will be super, super difficult. And if you guys know anything about me, is that I am a dialogue hound. Does that mean I'm perfect at writing my own stories with great dialogue? Hell no. But when the spoken word in a movie sounds awful, I will pick up on it big time. Many, many lines in this film sound like they were coming out of the ADR department, and they did not have time to flux the volume of how it sounds when you're in a room. Sometimes they just sound so focused up front rather than actually with the person, and it just sounds very, very hammy. Or the actors don't look like they were given enough time to really perform their lines effectively. The dialogue really sounds stiff and really hard to get behind sometimes. But with those criticisms, like I said, that they're definitely kind of pointless, because the film came out in 2002. There's no way you could really improve such a film when you're really supposed to just be having a good time with it. But ultimately, revisiting this film that I actually had zero passion about watching, ended up being one of the coolest films in Guillermo's filmography. It's the strongest continuation in the franchise, a better sequel, I might add. Guillermo does a great job with the character designs, But the fight sequences were a little rough to watch. Character development could have been improved and it was definitely stunted, but overall, I rather enjoyed this film more than I thought I would. Actually, thinking about it, I remember seeing this film back in 2002 and remembering the sewer sequence where Blade and the Blood Pack were trying to hunt the Reapers. They're kind of hunting them in their own territory. Then I thought that the sewer scene was a messy, sloppy, boring hunt, and it was just a terrible scene put together. I thought it was just, no, dumb, really, really dumb. Now, I was surprised on how riveted I was and enjoying the suspense of the hunt and watching things go horribly wrong for our characters. For that, I liked Blade 2 and probably wouldn't mind owning even the trilogy for that matter. One day I'll definitely review the first and the third. We'll see. And until then, it's just going to be this one because Guillermo did the second film of Blade. And to be honest with you, I don't own really any vampire films. I own 3, I think. I own Van Helsing. You can't see it, I don't think. It's right there. Yeah, Fright Night. Because I thought that was a fun movie. And then I actually own Francis Ford Coppola's, Dracula. And I never saw it. Weird. But that's basically it. Like, that's just kind of where I'm at with the whole vampire stuff. And I wouldn't mind owning Blade. So it should be an interesting little addition to my collection. Either way, thank you all so much for watching. If you have seen Blade 2, let me know down in the comments. Be kind, be reasonable, and let's talk. Like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell so you don't miss another video. With all that said, I hope you all had a fantastic and wonderful day. Until next time.